What's up everyone, my name is Mist. Welcome to this channel where we make chemistry easy for your understanding. And if that sounds good to you, click that subscribe button below and hit on the notification bell in order not to miss any of our video. Thank you. In this video, we are going to be talking about how to answer chemistry questions. So let's get down to business. Many students find answering chemistry questions so challenging that they even avoid solving chemistry questions. But the truth is that solving chemistry problems is not as difficult as most students think. It only requires your ingenuity. And even sometimes, some common sense work well. Now, in order to answer chemistry questions with your ingenuity, firstly, you must realize the fact that you are not answering your chemistry questions based on the English grammar used to construct the questions. What do I mean by that? You have to be able to understand the words in terms of chemistry and not based on their English meaning. For example, the way you interpret this statement matters a lot. If you have a statement like add little amount of water to the compound, to an ordinary man, he interprets this statement as if he is asked to pour little amount of water to the fenced area of his house, compound, according to the normal English meaning. But as a chemistry student, you must know that compound in this context refers to a chemical substance and not an enclosed area. So the next point is that when answering chemistry questions, especially multiple choice questions, you must take time and critically assess all the answers provided and pick the odd one out. Now, what do I mean by the odd one? The odd one in this sense can be in a positive sense or in a negative sense. What matters most is that this option differs from all the other options. It may be odd one in the positive sense or it may be odd one in the negative sense. So we must also appreciate the fact that sometimes, though not always, some options suggest one another, leaving only one option left for you to choose. Now let's consider this example. If we have a question like, which of the following is not a property of hydrogen? Now let's assess these options one by one. Which of the following is not a property of hydrogen? A, it is the lightest element. B, it is highly inflammable. C, it burns with a pale blue flame. D, it is denser than air. Now, in order to answer this question, let us assume you do not know the answer to this question, but let's assess the options one after the other. Option A suggests that hydrogen is the lightest element. By simple reasoning, you should know that this will be in agreement with option B, because such light elements should be able to easily catch fire, and according to option B says it is highly inflammable. Now, you really don't know the color of its flame, but the two words it burns in option C are enough to support the idea in option B. Now, at this juncture, you need to ask yourself, how can the lightest element be denser than air, which is option D? This is almost impossible. The lightest elements cannot be denser than air, which means with simple common sense, you can easily know that option D is the odd one. So our answer here is option D, it is denser than air. So can you see how we used our ingenuity to eliminate some options and pick out the odd option out? That is using your ingenuity to solve chemistry problem. Now let's move to the next question. All the following are true about 1s atomic orbital except what? I repeat, all the following are true about 1s atomic orbital except A, it is found in the lowest energy level. B, it is closest to the nucleus. C, its energy is greater than that of 4s. D, it has a spherical shape. Now, again, let us assume you do not know the answer to this question, but let's access the options one by one and pick the odd one out. Now, from option A, the number 1 written before S can make you suggest that 1s orbital must really be found in the first energy level, which is the lowest energy level. That tells you that option A supports option B, as you will expect such orbital in the first energy level to be closest to the nucleus, just as the first step in a number of stairs is closest to the ground. So which means option A and option B support each other. Remember, option A says it is found in the lowest energy level and option B says it is closest to the nucleus. Now, let's look at option C. It is obvious that option C is not in correlation with A and B, because an orbital with the lowest amount of energy cannot have energy greater than another orbital, and option C says it has energy greater than that of 4s. How can that be possible when we've already known that it has the lowest energy? So how can it now have an energy greater than another orbital? That is impossible, which means that option C doesn't support A and B. Now let's look at the last option, D. It says it has a spherical shape. Okay, you may not necessarily know the shape of 1s atomic orbital, but even the letter S in the name 1s can make you suggest that option D is true, since the word spherical starts with letter S. Now what is the answer? Option C. Very good. So we've used this ingenuity to eliminate the other options and picked out the odd one, which is our answer. Now let's now proceed. What if we have a question involving calculation? How do you deal with it? In order to solve a question involving calculations in chemistry, it is advisable to firstly write the known, that is the given parameters, and the unknown, that is what you are looking for in the question. Then most times it is wise enough to form a balanced chemical equation. I repeat, balanced chemical equation for the question. Next, apply the appropriate formula to find the unknown. Now let's consider the example below. How many moles of argon are in 79.8 grams of argon? And the atomic mass of argon is equal to 39.9. Option A, 4.00 mole, B, 3.00 mole, C, 2.00 mole, D, 1.00 mole. So what we are going to do is that we firstly write the known, which is the mass of argon, and it is equal to 79.8 grams. We also have the molar mass of argon, which is equal to 39.9 grams per mole. Now the unknown is moles of argon, which we are looking for. Moles of argon is equal to question mark. Now the mathematical relationship between mole mass and molar mass is mole is equal to mass over molar mass. So we can now calculate the mole of argon using the known 79.8 grams over 39.9 grams per mole. So the mole of argon will now give us 2.00 mole. Therefore the correct answer is what? Option C. Very good. Now finally, the real key to success in chemistry is hard practice. Hard practice. You have to be determined and solve as many questions as possible. Stop running away from it. Stop running away from chemistry problems. Failures do what is tension relieving, but successful people do what is goal achieving. You will surely be glad when you finally become successful in your studies and solving chemistry questions becomes easy for you. You know it's hard, but you did it hard. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, click on the subscribe button below and join our chemistry family. Thank you once again. Goodbye.